What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls now open to trades with using Zach Lavine and Kris Dunn. Now, this really to me was a bit of a surprise as far as to hear Lavine in this conversation, but Kris Dunn as well here. Now, there's been many reports that they're looking for another point guard. Not sure if Kris Dunn is that point guard for their future, and probably due to the not too huge of an improvement for this next season. Now, he's actually improved in points per game, and he's now averaging around 12 points per game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and shooting a pretty good 35% from the three-point line. So he is a decent three-point shooter. His scoring has definitely, it's just went a little bit more down. Nothing major by any means, but we're definitely seeing the fact that he's not made those striving improvements that probably the Chicago Bulls were hoping to see from a point guard of their future. And his salary is going with a pretty good, easy 2-year deal. So a team that would get him would get him for a year and a half with $4.2 million and $5.3 million through 2020. But as far as this, I think the fact that he's been opened up in these trade rumors just due to the fact that the Chicago Bulls do have a high draft pick, at least presumably, and it is questionable whether they'll actually now draft a point guard or if they're looking to seep in for a point guard in another realms as well. Now, of course, it's all going to depend on where they end up in this draft lottery due to the situation of where they are. They could have a chance at the number 1 pick depending on how the lottery goes, but most likely at their current standpoint they would be a team around the 4th spot or so. So if they keep at this rate, we could see them trying to draft a point guard in this situation. But of course, the other player being Zach Lavine, and we're very much wondering as far as how this is really going to happen here. So obviously I think the fact he would be a very interesting person to go for as far as for many teams, as he does not have a huge contract, but the real thing is that he's very much an improved player. Like I mentioned before, he's coming off of that ACL injury, and for his first full season averaging around the 23 points per game that I was around expecting him to make here. He's obviously going to be in talks for most improved player depending on how they really take that because of how he just came off this year. Now, with that, he's obviously can score the basketball, and I believe the fact that he can be a better three-point shooter than where he's at 34% currently right now. But like I mentioned, his contract, a very just average contract as far as $19.5 million per year. So not a huge contract, but for the next 4 years, that could be a steal depending on how much more he does improve throughout these seasons. Now, we obviously know his athleticism and his ability to move around on the basketball court and actually now being able to create his own shot. I think the fact that this is a very huge situation now, as far as teams interested in these players, I don't have a direct list yet by any means, as this has just been released about yesterday as far as before the making of this video. But as far as a trade here, I think the fact that Zach Lavine would be a huge one, and Kris Dunn, obviously, like I said, his contract really does help him out as far as a trade value situation. Maybe the Chicago Bulls are looking in another direction as far as that point guard, but Zach Lavine, really much an improved player. I could really see teams being interested in him. I'm not really sure whether or not the Chicago Bulls will actually end up trading away these players unless, like I said, I think Zach Lavine, it would have to be a pretty good offer, but Kris Dunn, they may be looking for another point guard, and then that I could see them trying to make a trade there. But guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on these trade rumors. Do you think the Chicago Bulls should trade away Zach Lavine or Kris Dunn? And if so, who do you think that they should be traded to? And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to become a part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.